expressed in this show belong to the person expressing them. They do not purport to reflect the opinions or views of Rancher or any other entity.
Hello. Oh, I have audio. That's exciting. My Stream Deck says I'm still muted. Hello? Oh, wonderful! I love when the Stream Deck lies to me. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's episode of Coffee and Cloud Native. My name is Adrian Goins. I need to come up with more words. I've got excited, thrilled, pumped, and jazzed, and I could put super in front of any of those. So I am, every time I say jazz, I want to say jazzercised, but that totally doesn't make any sense at all. I am stoked. Today's word of the day will be stoked. I'm stoked to be here with you. The purpose of this show is to share with you news and interesting content related to Kubernetes and Cloud Native, and to build a community of people who are interested in using technology to live a better life. If you're watching live, consider following or subscribing to the channel, and if you're watching a replay, please also give the video a thumbs up so that the YouTube algorithm shares it with other people. Join the free community site and the Discord server. There's links to that scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Live chat happens in Discord with a bot that relays between YouTube and Twitch. Come hang out with us either during the show or after the show, and as you'll see in a moment, chat's where the real action happens. I forgot what my word of the day was. Stoked! There we go. Do I look stoked? Let's jump over really quick and see who do we have in the chat. Good morning, Mac. Yes, I said hello to people who had just joined the Discord server earlier, and it was at like 2:15 in the morning for Mac, so sorry if I sent a notification to you, Mac. I was just saying hello to people. Nuno, Wifebot, Ian, good morning. Ermini, good morning. Good afternoon, good day. Vito, hello. Frank, all right. Hey, we got people leveling up in the chat. That's nice. Nice. Chat, chat, chat. Level, level, level. All right. Oh, hey, I saw Bala too. Good morning, Bala. Cool. We've got stuff. Stuff. Apparently, hang on a second. My teleprompter is now lying to me. Oh yeah, my teleprompter is totally lying to me. So I'm totally not prepared for what I actually wanted to talk about today. It's still showing me yesterday's script. Hang on. Let's see, is this better? You would think that I would just actually know what I was going to say, but yes, this is better. But one of the things that I've learned about doing a live stream is it's important to reduce your cognitive load so that you don't say random stuff. Okay, so very quickly, news. Yesterday in the community site, based on a request from Mac, I changed success stories to Today I Learned because that seemed like a better place for you guys to post stuff. So as you learn things, share it with us. Next. Prime Gaming subscriptions are actually now live on Twitch. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can sponsor one Twitch streamer a month. You have to renew it every single month. So if you aren't currently sponsoring anybody and you'd like to sponsor me, just go to Twitch and look for the Prime Gaming link and make that happen. It'll send a couple of bucks my way, and I will be super grateful for that. Yesterday, I also posted in the community site the Mystery Member Mastery post, which is... I'm trying to create ways for us to interact with one another so that we remember that this is actually a community. So I grabbed JVB and I said, tell me something that you can do that people might not expect. And he gave me a list of stuff. I've thrown some clues out there. They're a little weird, but go and try and guess what skill set he has. If any of the rest of you would like to, if you have a cool thing, if you're a master dog walker or something like that, just send me a message and let me know what your cool skill set is. And maybe in a coming week, people can try and guess what it is. The idea is to try and make it so ridiculous with the clues that people guess really ridiculous stuff. Because holy cow, we all need stuff to laugh at and be happy about. And then a special thank you to those of you who have started adding what the community site calls introductions. It's like a little bio about yourself. That'll help me with next week when I start pulling people out of the community to introduce you live. I guess live on the show. You won't be live. I mean, you'll be alive somewhere, but you won't be live on the show. Okay, so today is looking at my stuff again. Really? I didn't put the... Nah. Okay, so it's not in the teleprompter, it's over here, so forgive me, I'm not looking at the screen. Today is Friday. What does Friday mean? Friday means Nuno tries to distract me with GIFs. Is that really Eminem? Oh my god, he looks terrible. Every Friday, if we get 50 people watching live between YouTube and Twitch, I give away a Udemy course to somebody who's in the live chat channel on Discord. I'm going to totally throw this at the screen in a second. This week, we're giving away the Complete Traffic Training course. Yay! I lost my script. Hang on. I totally lost my script. I'm so not prepared for today. Wow. We're giving that away. If you want to enter, it's easy. Join the Discord server. There's a link scrolling across the bottom there. Join the live chat channel, and when WifeBot says we've hit 50 people, I'll start the giveaway and pin the message. Just click the little ta-da icon under the giveaway to enter, and Ellie will announce a winner near the end of the show. Good luck, and may the odds be ever in your favor. I'm going to throw this on my desk so I don't throw it at the screen. I'm going to very quickly open up my internet quality thingy over there so that I can see that the internet is good. And let's get started with today's stuff. All right, so the A/B test. The CollectorBot has gathered candidates for the show. TruffleBot has scored them from 1 to 5 coffees, corresponding to a 75 to 100% chance of being interesting. He'll post them one at a time in the A/B test channel on Discord, and I'll load them up. Anyone watching live can rate them, and the final scores are shown when we move on to the next item. The total rating for all items in the show is used to rate the show itself, and in the future, these votes will also be used to refine the machine learning model. First up, there's some stuff today that I really hope he pulls up because there's some really cool things. But first of all, whoops, gotta click on the right link. What do we have? It's like Christmas. Microsoft Seasons of Serverless. Every year, Microsoft runs a series of educational challenges related to serverless. The idea being that... Well, so their main goal. So the idea being that you can learn serverless once and for all by going through these challenges. This year, so it says every year around the holiday season, Dominique and Simone's friends eagerly look forward to their annual holiday friend potluck. But this year, since they can't meet in person to share food and company, they're trying something new, a virtual potluck. Each of their friends is going to be presenting a home-cooked dish or group of dishes from their holiday traditions and culture that's meaningful to them. Each week, you can log on to the Seasons of Serverless site to solve another unique code challenge presented by one of their friends and focused on a culinary tradition from around the world. I'll have a link to this up later today, and it actually starts in 3 days on November 23rd, and then you can come back every week to solve the coding challenge. If you want to learn serverless, this is a really fun way to do it. It's also, of course, going to show you how to use Azure, but there's nothing wrong with that. Voting is now closed. Next up. This is Elena. Elena used to work at Rancher. She's really, really, really nice. And now she works at Apple. And she's amazing. She's part of the CNCF now. She's on their oversight committee. She's a Kubernetes ambassador. She's super cool. And she, I don't know, had a talk or something at KubeCon this week, which is not actually what I want to talk about, though it was interesting that the CollectorBots pulled this out of the ether. This is about how Apple is using Kubernetes and how they're actually starting to use Kubernetes more and more. Previously, they'd been using Apache Mesos for scheduling and customized into a framework that they called Jarvis, which offered stateless and stateful services to developers. But now they're moving on to Kubernetes. New Stack, if you're watching, you spelled oversight wrong. The link is correct, but she's not on the oversight community. That's like Overwatch, like she's a sniper. No, this is oversight. Anyway, she's on the oversight committee. And the most interesting part of this article for me was where they talked about what Apple wants from Kubernetes. Currently, Apple engineers are looking to contribute more to Kubernetes development, hoping to get needed features accepted upstream. For instance, they're looking for greater support of micro VMs, which would offer multi-layer isolation for multi-tenant workloads. They're also exploring the use of virtual clusters or of self-service clusters, where the user gets to define the control and data plane for their own use. Multi-cluster workload management is also an area of investigation. Apple is Apple. So you can bet 100% that if Apple wants something in Kubernetes, it's going to go there. So this is a little bit of foreshadowing into some features and structure that you are probably going to see in Kubernetes in the future, either directly in upstream Kubernetes or as additional projects that you can bolt on to it. Micro VMs, virtual clusters, independent control and data plane, multi-cluster workload management. So either learn those skills or just keep an eye on those areas of the industry to maintain relevance. Next up. This is a fun article. I'm not 100% sure how accurate this article is, but we all know that people are terrible at making passwords. This article purports that NordPass, I don't know who that is, but they worked with a third-party provider to evaluate a database containing some really big number of passwords, and of those, only some smaller number, or 44%, were unique. But I guess they do this every year, and 78 out of the 200 of the most used passwords were new. Now, I don't know where they got this database. I'm hoping that it's not like their own database, and that it's actually a database of passwords that have been collected from breaches that are out on the internet. I'm not sure. These are the top 20 most common passwords for 2020. Terrible. But the reason I'm not sure how accurate this is, what is that, number 18? Why is the 18th most commonly used password out of 275,700,000 passwords, Aaron431? Who's Aaron? What's 431? Is this like a Dale Earnhardt thing? Is he like somebody that I don't know because I don't follow pop culture? That seemed a little funny. I love you is always in there. And of course, numbers. 1,000,002, that's another one that I thought was interesting. Senha probably is like, I don't know, something else. QWERTY. So of course, the recommendation is use a complex password, but the problem is people think they have to remember passwords. So use a password manager. They recommend Keeper, LastPass, and Dashlane, and I'm surprised that they don't recommend 1Password. Oh, because it's PC Mag, not Mac Mag. Okay. Well, I also recommend 1Password. Their SaaS service is fantastic. Their family stuff is great. And whenever I'm doing passwords, I either use 3 super random words by hyphens if I'm going to have to carry that password from machine to machine. Otherwise, I use 20 characters, super random passwords, and I don't bother trying to remember them. Every single password is different, and go ahead. Get my password from some whatever system that gets breached, and that's fine because it's meaningless. If you use bad passwords, shame on you. Next. Oh, yes! Yeah! This is the one that I wanted it to pull for the day. This is so cool. Okay, before I show you that, I have to actually show you... I have to show you the actual thing. I have to click on the link because that's faster than trying to pull it up from my history. So this guy wanted to create an app that did machine learning. And so he created this cool thing called Cartoonify, which is free. It's cartoonify.netlify.app, Netlify, I don't know, whatever, whoever they are. And you can upload any image to it and it will turn it into a cartoon using machine learning. It's tons of fun. And he then followed up by saying, oh yeah, here's all the source code. Have fun. It's cool. Deploying this, we'll actually deploy it on Netlify. I'm going to say Netlify. But it has the whole machine learning model built in there, and you can dig into the source code, see how he did it. He's got a video with more information. I suspect that we're going to see lots of people turning their avatars into cartoons coming up. This is really cool. So CartoonGAN, you can test this locally. You can do your own training on it. So this is not only a really neat app, but a really neat look into doing stuff with machine learning. Lots of videos. This is a huge README. So cool. So cool. I ran a bunch of images through it this morning, and I brought WifeBot in, and she was like, what? Literally like that. That's the noise that she made when she was standing in my doorway. She's an artist, and so being able to just do this stuff makes, it's just so cool. So cool. And I see that all of you really liked it too. That's great. I love the community voting. Hey, how are we doing on viewers? WifeBot. Next up, we have... I don't know, how are we doing on viewers? Oh my gosh, so much going on in the live chat. 47, okay. I'm not in the live chat because I'm in the A/B test channel voting. What's inside OpenShift 4? It's like Peter McKinnon's game of what's in your pockets. I'm putting this up here for two reasons. Reason number one, OpenShift is built from lots of open source stuff. If you want to know how, so that's cool. It's built from lots of open source stuff. There's lots of stuff in OpenShift that's actually really cool. Source to image, I think, is fantastic. Of course, you've got Kiali and for mapping stuff that Jaeger is doing. No, mapping stuff that Istio is doing. But if you want to know what they've baked into it, well, this tells you everything. The second thing is, we actually had a conversation about this on Rancher Slack yesterday. OpenShift 4 is 100% open source. When I hear open source, I hear free and open source. And I'm seeing companies start to hijack the open source model, which is free and open source, to just say it's open source. Perhaps, it's certainly comprised of lots of open source projects, and there are components of OpenShift that are also open source, but it's not free. And the glue, okay, we've hit 50. The glue that makes OpenShift what it is, the deployment stuff, the operator inception-y stuff that they do, which is also really cool, is not free and open source. So be careful when you see this open source thing now, and make sure that the value of open source is not anybody can read our code and contribute to it. Okay, that's great. But if lots of people are contributing to the code that a company is then selling, that's less beneficial for the community. It's beneficial for the company. So I will still favor open source projects that are free and open source and have some other revenue generating model on top of it, either through additional features or licensing for support or things like that. I think statements like this are deceptive because they're piggybacking on what open source has meant for the last, 30 years, something like that. Otherwise, it's a really cool article to get into the things that OpenShift has baked into their platform, and these are all things that you can go and run yourself if you so desire. So pull out their build stuff. So they've got Quay, that's fantastic. Their fast service of Knative, they've got Kata in there. Source to image, I think, is really cool. And then their plugins, of course, Ceph and Rook and so on and so forth. Open vSwitch, OVN, all very cool. Okay, so we have to pause here for the first part of... So in this part, I'm just going to go and kick off the giveaway. It is 9:49 for me right now, so this is only going to be 6 minutes long. If you wish to... Oops, wrong channel. If you wish to participate... Go to the live chat channel and click the little ta-da icon. Ta-da! All right, I will pin that message so that you can find it. Pin message. So you can find it from the pins. All right, we got 12 people in. So, winner will be announced in just a moment. And remember that we are giving away today the complete traffic training course, which more people have taken and still has a rating of 4.6 stars. This is actually endorsed by Traffic Labs and is a very cool course. And great for me, a Black Friday sale started today, so I don't have to pay $90 to give it away to somebody. Yay! Thank you, Udemy. Created by invalid user? I don't know, Vita. I don't know where you saw that. It says created by Adrian. Am I an invalid user? That's okay. Okay, so let's move on to whatever the next thing is. Oh, I didn't vote on that. Okay, so now the next thing is... Yeah, this is cool. I'm going to drag this over to the end. So it's actually less about this. Before I show you this, let's go look at what lightstep is. Lightstep.com. Lightstep is a tracing solution that has a lot of really cool features built into their platform. Now they have a free tier. Thank you, Lightstep. So they have a community tier. And then they have more advanced stuff for larger pro environments. But you can get started with this right away today if you wanted to. So in addition to doing tracing and so on, you can do root cause analysis of events through history stuff. Tracing is useful for that. Full context observability at any scale. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds like something that I want. So they're going to make a service diagram of how everything is interconnected, and you can drill into that and get the level of granularity that you need. Detecting changes in things, so that's cool. So you can analyze the traces associated to, like this morning, when I was getting ready for the show and I was checking the internet, I saw some machine was randomly bursting 15 megabits per second of traffic, which I haven't seen before. So like right before the show, I'm like, who's stealing all my internet? And totally like that. That's how I talk before the show. And I determined it was WifeBot watching yesterday's stream. But being able to see when something deviates from the norm and then investigate that specific event is fantastic. So here's all of what Lightstep gives you with their product and OpenTelemetry. And then this is actually what the collector bots pulled out last night, which is a cookbook that's under development for things that you can do with the Lightstep API. They only have two things in here right now, reporting status time series and trace differ, but they promise that this collection will expand over time. And certainly if you have things that you're doing with the Lightstep API, you can submit that here and it becomes a new community resource. Right now, it's able to extract reporting status info from Lightstep and then render that as a time series database. And you can do that with Grafana or push it into Influx or do, hey, Node-RED. Yay! Love Node-RED. And then trace differ, I don't know what that is. Take recurring snapshots for a query and calculate differences for a set of group by keys. All right, that's pretty cool. So recurring snapshots and then seeing the deviation of stuff based on traffic, latency, load, various other things to start to make decisions. My approach towards data is always that, like, if you can touch it, you can create metrics for it. And as long as there's data about it, like I just like to collect all the data that I can and then build relationships between the things. Like, okay, I've got this and I've got that. And when this changed, that happened. So we can correlate those two events and then create a model out of it that tells us the state of something that's going on. Keep an eye on this. I think that this will become a cool resource to have in the future. I got to vote on that. We got one more before we can do tool. Actually, you know what? We're just going to go right to tool of the day because actually I need to spend a little bit more time on tool of the day today. And we still have to finish the giveaway, which is going to finish in just a second. So let's wrap up today's A/B test, which gives us an average rating of 4 coffees. Yay! Very cool. Very cool. I love it. I love all of you being able to vote and rate the stuff that comes on the show and whether that validates or doesn't validate what Trufflebot thinks. It's super cool. And since starting this on Monday, we're getting better and better. Hooray for machine learning. Okay. I'm going to jump back over to the live chat. I'm going to check that pinned post. 1 minute and 4 seconds. Okay. We're going to start into the next thing. So tool of the day today is correlated to something that's going to happen in the community later for what's called I am not a bot. You know that excuse me, I'm getting all choked up. You know that the collector bots collect stuff and stuff, but it's the relationship between things that's the most important. This is called Gazer. And it's a rabbit hole. Like, I apologize in advance for hijacking the rest of your day because you're going to lose it into this. Gazer allows you to put in a repository from GitHub. So let's just pick Rancher, right? Rancher. And then it will go and it will pull out... hang on a second. Why is this not doing what it was supposed to do? Oh, because it already knows Rancher, so it did this very quickly. It has stuff already in its database, so it was able to do this almost instantaneously. It pulls out related projects based on who has starred this project and what else they have starred. So picking Rancher gave me an instantaneous response, and I can drill down into this and I can see other things that people find interesting. But maybe that's too easy. Let's instead pick, hang on a second. Somebody throw a project into the live chat that you like. Oh, we have a winner. Mac won. Hey. Awesome. Congratulations, Mac. I'll find you afterwards. All right. So let me just, somebody's posting anything here. Let me find, what was something yesterday? Twin Production got us. Okay. I'm going to use yesterday's tool of the day, which was Gaddis. I determined status, Gaddis. I think it's supposed to rhyme. Now, the reason that I'm introducing this to you is because it's rate limited by the GitHub API. So you're seeing here, it's going to limit the number of stars to analyze to 500. So it's going to analyze everybody who has starred Gaddis, and then it's going to go look at what else they've starred, and then it's going to start to correlate who has starred similar things. But I'm going to run out of API calls before this finishes. See, that just happened right there. So it only got to about 70 followers before now it's just cycling up and that's it. Which means that the depth that we can actually drill into is limited. Out of what it found, I'm still going to be able to find some other really cool stuff. This is the rabbit hole. So if we scroll down here, okay, gping, ping, but with a graph. That sounds cool. Now we get into, what the heck is this? K9s, all right, net data, love it, Grafana. Big list of naughty strings is a list of strings which have a high probability of causing issues when used as user input data. HTTPy, Slate, beautiful static documentation for your API. Let's scroll down further and find something. Parsing gigabytes of JSON per second. In what's going up on the community site today, it's called, as I said a moment ago, I'm not a bot. And what I would like is, I'm just going to post a question and ask you guys to put in a project that you like, and then from the output that you're able to get before you hit your 5,000 requests per hour on the GitHub API, find something else that you think is cool, and then post that as a response, and then with a little few sentences about why you think it's cool. And we're going to do this every Friday so that we can all start to discover more than just what I and the collector bots can show you with the tool of the day. I mean, honestly, you get down further into the stuff that's a little bit more obscure, and you'll find really cool stuff. Build your own X. Okay, what's that? First of all, gping. Oh, look at that. You can't see it because it's in like dark mode, but it'll actually do a terminal graph of ping response times for whatever you're pinging. That's neat. Build your own whatever, table of contents. Wow, lots of things about how to build your own regex engine, programming language, neural network. Find stuff. And honestly, when it's Friday, the reason this is a Friday thing, when it's Friday and you're kind of done with work for the day, just go run something through this, find something new, and a command line DNS client. Gitty. I was calling this Gitea when I had it on Monday, and I saw afterwards in the chat that it's actually Gitty. Like a cup of tea. See, it even says so right there. And somebody else said Gogs. Gogs was the Git platform that I said I used to run that I really liked, but I couldn't remember the name of. There it is right there, Gogs. All right, so yeah, that's Gazer. That's the tool of the day. Knock yourself out. Because, wow. So, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Links to everything I talk about on the show go up in the free community site at community.cncn.io after the show ends. Come join us. Community members get early access to the links, video replay, and other exclusive content. It's totally free to join, and the community is growing every day. If you have something you'd like me to consider for the show, post it on the community site and then tag me in it. That way you're not just sharing it with me, you're sharing it with other people, because the community is about more than the show. You can also mention me on Discord or Twitter or anything else that you find convenient. There are some of you who aren't in the community site, which that's cool. You know, you don't have to join, but so there's lots of other ways to find me. It's Friday. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Keep learning. And I will see you. Oh, I was so close. I will see you in the next show. Stay caffeinated.